People in arranged marriages, what's it like? My parents arranged my marriage to Priya when we were both 12. We met once at the engagement ceremony, exchanged maybe 5 words, then didn't see each other for 6 years while I finished college in Mumbai, and she studied veterinary medicine in Delhi. The week before our wedding, I was absolutely terrified. I'd never had a real conversation with this girl who was about to become my wife for the rest of my life. My friends thought I was completely insane for going through with it. They kept sending me articles about divorce rates and horror stories from Reddit about arranged marriages gone horribly wrong. My mom kept saying love will grow naturally, but I couldn't imagine loving someone I didn't even know existed most days. Priya and I had each other's phone numbers, but we'd never actually used them. The whole thing felt like we were about to become awkward roommates for the rest of our lives with no escape plan. But something weird happened during our first phone call 3 days before the wedding. She called me at midnight, sounding completely panicked. She asked if I wanted to postpone everything and run away to different countries. I said only if she wanted to do the same thing. We both admitted we were terrified, but genuinely curious about each other as actual people. We decided to be completely honest about everything in our past. She told me she'd had a serious boyfriend in college that her parents didn't know about, and she was terrified of comparing me to him constantly. I admitted I'd never even kissed anyone because I knew I was getting married eventually anyway. We laughed about how completely backwards that sounded in 2023. Our honeymoon was basically an intensive friendship boot camp with room service. We made a serious pact, absolutely no physical stuff, until we actually liked each other as real people. We spent 2 weeks in Goa just talking for hours every day, playing card games, and figuring out if we were actually compatible long term. The resort staff probably thought we were the weirdest newlyweds they'd ever seen in their careers. Other couples were all over each other constantly while we sat on the beach having deep conversations about our dreams, fears, and childhood traumas that shaped us. She wanted to be a veterinarian and save every single stray animal in India. I wanted to start a tech company but was terrified of failing spectacularly like my uncle did. Turns out we both loved terrible reality TV shows and had the exact same weird sense of humor about everything. She could make me laugh until my stomach hurt just by perfectly imitating our dramatic relatives at family gatherings. I'd never met anyone who cared about anything as deeply as she cared about rescuing suffering animals. The exact moment I knew I was actually falling for her was 3 months after the wedding. I woke up at 3 a.m. to find her in the kitchen, carefully bottle feeding a sick puppy she'd found dying on the street that afternoon. She was crying because she thought it might not make it through the night. I watched her stay up all night, checking its breathing every few minutes and frantically researching home remedies on her phone. She'd convinced me to let her bring it home by promising it was completely temporary. I realized I'd rather spend sleepless nights helping her save random street animals than peaceful ones with anyone else in the world. Our first real fight was about that same puppy 2 weeks later when it recovered. I wanted to take it to a proper shelter when it got better, but she wanted to keep it permanently in our apartment. We argued for 3 straight hours until I saw how absolutely heartbroken she looked at the thought of giving it away. I completely caved, and suddenly we had our first dog. The weirdest part was telling our parents about how things were going. They kept asking when we'd have kids, but we were still figuring out if we actually liked each other. My dad was confused when I told him we were taking things slow. He'd married my mom after meeting her twice. 5 years later, people constantly ask how we make it work so well together. The secret is we chose each other every single day after that first choice was made for us by our families. We have 3 rescued dogs, 1 kid on the way, and somehow my arranged marriage became the unexpected love story I never saw coming. My friends who married for love are getting messy divorces while we're still discovering new things about each other every day.